we were interested in putting together an exhibition that would get people here in Reno and Nevada and on the West Coast really excited about the kind of work that you see reflected in Latin American and Latino culture. We have in the center of the gallery a pile of what looks to be rubber flip-flops, and they're found flip-flops that came from a river in Dominican Republic. It's a river that feeds through the center of Santo Domingo, which is the capital. And so the history of the river is really interesting, but also it's a river where many of the most humble populations live right at the river's edge. And so the flip-flops are this really nice reminder of, first of all, an object that a large part of the world wears all the time. If you think about India, the whole Caribbean, the Asian subcontinent. And he's replaced the actual parts of the flip-flop, the sandal that hold it to your feet, with barbed wire to sort of underscore the violence that sometimes is present. The stopper really is called La Cama, or the bed. And La Cama he made as an homage to the woman who took care of him as he was growing up, sort of like the nanny figure in his life. And it's a bed that's covered with lace, a kind of a nylon, polyester lace that's very common. His whole aesthetic really is common to the culture that he grew up in, which is the Nuyorican culture of New York in the 1970s and 80s, where decorating the household was extremely important, but also welcoming people into your home was important. So the entire bed is covered with these little ribbons, decorative ribbons that are called capias, and they're a gift when you go to a baby shower or a christening or a wedding. You will receive a capia that is pinned to your clothing when you come to the party, and it just has the date and the name as kind of like a remembrance. And then he's covered the headboard and the footboard also with, first of all, paintings that are about the tropical landscape and kind of views of the tropical landscape that are very traditional. Colorful butterflies, beautiful greenery. And then on top of that, he's covered it with thousands, literally, of pieces of little plastic toys, tchotchkes, things that you might come out of a gumball machine. There's a fantastic piece in the exhibition that is not from the museum's collection, but I think it's great that it's here because the Nevada Museum of Art felt committed to this particular piece. It's fantastic. It's a cart that typically is used in New York City streets to sell frozen ice streaks, like icy pops, really. It's sort of like a big block of ice that is shaved. It's put into a little plastic cup, and then the ice vendor puts flavoring over the top of it. You can choose from like 13 different flavors. And so the artist that made this, his name is Miguel Luciano. He's a younger artist, but has a really great career. And what he did was make a more elaborate version of that cart. And so the piece is called Pimp My Piragua. It's a reference to Pimp My Ride from the MTV show where, junky old cars are made into these fabulous objects. So he took this old ice cream cart and turned it into this fabulous machine that's bright orange, and it's outfitted with speakers so that you can hear music, and it's got flat screen monitors on it so that when he takes it out in the community to sell his frozen ices, he shows music videos. Sometimes he'll play salsa music, sometimes he'll play hip-hop for the younger crowd. So it's a great kind of interactive piece that he's created, and it's at the entrance of the show. I think it's a great kind of touchstone for the exhibition. I think the main reason people should come and see this exhibition is that the work is really engaging. I think people will be surprised that a pile of flip-flops can be a work of art. A plane made out of wood hanging from the ceiling, is a sculpture. So there's some aesthetic for everyone, I think, here. People who are looking for something that's very carefully crafted and handmade, and something that's more conceptual. It's engaging on a lot of levels.